The KROU. I'm here with some of my nearest and dearest friends. We have the beautiful Tristan Woods on my right. We have the oh so amazing John on my left, John Abbott to be exact. And on my far left, we have a guest, Cody Netzer. Welcome, Cody. JT's not here with us. How's everybody feeling? I guess we can kind of go down the line, Tristan, if you want to start and work our way to Cody. How's your week going? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. What did I say last week? I said I was...
You were rocking.
Ready to rock.
Ready to rock.
Dude. Ready to rock.
Did you sell any flying bees this week?
Totally.
Totally. So
I hate everything about this persona.
you're nice.
Totally, dude.
Totally, dude.
No, I understand. It's totally understandable.
My week was cool, you know. Met with the girl that John set me up with, so that was a very awkward
cut. We're gonna go back to that, right?
There we go.
Yo, that was the most inorganic shit I've ever seen.
But yeah, it's been a dope week. Kind of been falling behind in my schoolwork a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna grind it out, get back on top of things. Been pounding music out.
Easy, little. Don't grind on top of anything.
Anyway, it's been cool. John, how's your week been?
It's been awesome, man. Super busy as usual. After like 2 weeks, I'll have a lot more time on my hands, which I'm excited for. So, yeah.
And why is that?
I quit Dutch Bros. Bless up.
Bless up.
No more day jobs, schedules, that kind of stuff. So,
Dang.
we out here.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Kodal.
Mr. Cole.
Kodal.
Oh man, I might have to change that. It's my stage name.
Oh yeah.
Kodal.
That's your boy
Hello,
Kodal. Kodal. Cuddlingus.
Dude, I'm doing good. New job. $20 an hour.
Ooh.
$250 commission.
It's the same job, actually.
Yeah, I got it.
Where do you work?
You know, it's a door-to-door sales thing.
That's so tight.
Yeah, bro.
But it's not just commission, so.
Y'all gotta
Yeah,
get me on there.
We get
bro.
80 bucks a day, bro.
All of us make commission.
I'm just the broke college student that raps.
He makes commission when people buy his album.
Yes.
True.
And like
Spirit available now on all streaming platforms. You can buy it on iTunes. Sorry, keep going.
I just did Postmates too.
Huh?
Dude, Postmates is actually like, it's pretty fun. Especially if you do it with a friend. Me and Chris just went out last night. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of money on the side. Fun money.
That's dope. Or dope.
Dumb.
That's dumb cool,
Alright,
man.
fine.
That's dumb cool, bro. She dumb thick. I love that
dumb
phrase.
wit, bro. That's dumb wit.
Damn. Okay, but that's awesome. Today, what we are gonna do, if my phone doesn't have service right now, so
I already have so much editing to do.
Yo,
this
why
video.
is why is your passcode like 20 digits long?
because it's my social
You
security.
type in your
number.
essay.
Are you being dead ass?
Yeah, bro.
I don't even remember that shit.
Wait,
I
and
have
JT
to
knows
slow
your
down.
password.
He
so
did. He
knows
forgot
your
it by
social
now.
security
He did know it at one point.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. But do
Hey,
have
if you
your
guys
phone,
want to rob
Do you have a
JC
phone?
at any point, just watch
you
him
look
put in
up
his
The
passcode
text
on
I
his
gave
phone.
you, that you gave me.
Or yeah. That's
Some-
bro.
Yeah.
Yes. What's on the
Projects. Would you rather?
storage projects? Okay. You guys have any stories this week that you want to share, John?
No.
Okay.
None that are gonna be on camera.
Okay.
It took me a second. It's like, what would Jonathan say?
Oh.
Halloween.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't remember anything.
You can't tell the story.
we know you don't. All right. I
Oh.
tried listening to the Toby Mac album,
Did you get through the first song?
and I couldn't get through the first. He was like,
elements.
he was going for like an NF kind of a feel. I could totally tell with like the super like orchestral kind of music,
Yeah,
but
really,
the bars were like,
wasn't it like an old guy forgot what he was gonna say?
yeah, they
Dude.
just weren't there. Like it, literally, it sounded like he didn't write anything and just went in the studio and was like cat, hat, smack, pat, and I was like,
Tear.
So we pulled a Blakey B.
my move was calculated like chicken jaw.
That should be the same one. Oh,
That was
That was some hard shit right there.
Are you okay? Did I like?
I did that on purpose, bro.
Oh, okay. Is that
off
what?
camera I did that.
Off camera you did it. Okay. Now that we're all safe.
Instantly gone.
A couple projects came out this weekend. The Jeremiah Ty Dolla $ign project came out. I don't know if you guys heard that.
I saw it came out. I haven't listened to it yet.
What did you think about it, Tristan?
It's fun when you're not listening, like intently. So like you hear it in the background, you're kind of like, oh, this might slap a little bit, and then you sit down and listen to it, and you're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Really?
I think there was maybe one track that stood out to me on the project. Past that, it was just a giant album about sex.
I was gonna say that album sounds like it made me.
Yeah,
And
there was a Chris Brown feature.
I was gonna say you throw,
Yeah.
you throw
There's a
in
Chris Brown
Jeremiah,
feature too,
Chris
yeah.
Brown and Ty Dolla $ign. There's nothing they could talk about except dicks.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Some dicks.
In relation.
In relation to women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Oh,
that. Tory Lanez album came out. It was not as good as Memories Don't Die, in my opinion. And I think that's just because Tory Lanez is doing a lot more singing, and personally, I like Tory Lanez better as a rapper. So that's my opinion. Have you guys heard the Tory Lanez project or not?
No, I haven't you, but
Yeah.
as far as him rapping, you heard that his 9-minute freestyle.
Oh,
on-
yeah.
dude,
That was
Flex.
insane.
that was crazy.
Just what he said after his freestyle, when he was like, dude, like, these rappers come up here and they give these trash freestyles. He was like, you don't have to come up here and give like 9 minutes. But he was like, if you're not ready to come up here and spit, like, don't come up here at all. And he gained so much respect.
Bro, and his Cuban lead. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
Oh yeah, his jewels were nice.
Oh,
His jewels, that's how he says it.
Jewels.
His jewels.
ice.
His
All
jewels.
ice.
His jewels all embedded, and he's feeling all sixered up.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Did anyone hear the Eric Bellinger diss on Tory Lanez a few months back?
Mm-mm.
I remember hearing about it, but I don't think I ever listened to it.
Dude, it was
Was it fire?
fire af. As
Did
the
you
kids say.
Did you hear about the Vic Mensa diss on against XXX in the war show?
Oh yeah.
His family there, bro.
And then he apologized to his mom, but he was kind of just like not really.
He was like, I'm sorry, I did not plan for like the family to be there, but also I don't support anything.
It doesn't matter if the family's not there, like he's dead.
Yeah,
You're gonna hear it
disrespect.
And he wasn't even, I don't even think he was convicted of those charges, like they were dropped.
No, they got dropped.
They were dropped.
And like out of all the people who have been accused or convicted of like domestic violence and assault and things like that, you're gonna go after the dead guy who can't speak for himself.
Really?
Like I didn't like Vic Mensa before that, but
I didn't know who he was.
and I wasn't even like an ex-fan, but after that I was just like, dude, you're a terrible person.
You know what this means?
What?
We should all just always collectively take down Tekashi. Just always focus all of our hate on him.
What is the correlation?
No hate on X. Hate on Tekashi.
Dude.
You hate Tekashi.
I Chris actually
I
I was in the living room the other day, and Chris, like, I couldn't see him, but he was like on his phone, and he was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? He's like, 6ix9ine got shot and died? I was like,
That's so bad.
I was just kind of like, hey, you know, damn, like that sucks.
Damn.
Nobody should
I mean,
die.
Another dead rapper.
You know, another dead rapper, but like,
But really, he's dead, right?
but as far as like a loss to the rap community, like, I don't, you know, I didn't have any sympathy in that area. I was like, okay, human, dead, sad.
I felt me and Tristan were actually, this is actually kind of interesting. Me and Tristan were talking about a while ago, like what artists would die that you would like legitimately cry about, and it made me reevaluate like who my favorite artists were. Like for the longest time, NF was like in my top 10 artists, and then I realized the reaction that I have at his concerts and to his new music, and what my reaction would be if he passed away. I was like, NF's my favorite artist based upon that. So like, what are some artists that like, you know, God forbid they would like pass away, or maybe even just like stop making music that you would be like super down about?
It already happened. It already happened. I was in love with Mac Miller, dude.
Dude, that's a legend.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I mean, it was tough, dude.
Yeah.
It would take a lot for me to cry, because like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
For that music, just the way if it influenced you, like, dude,
Yeah.
if for me, A$AP Rocky, if he died, that's my favorite rapper of all time.
Gotcha.
And then,
We're gonna talk about him a little later.
you know who's an underrated rapper that if they died, I'd low-key be pretty upset?
JC Kroupa.
Yeah. No, I was actually
He's
thinking.
not the-
I think I've seen it. No kidding.
Joseph Allen.
No, Hobson.
Hobson.
Bro,
Oh my
love
god.
Hobson, bro.
Dude,
I love
I
Hobson,
love
bro.
Hobson.
Have you heard his recent album?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
No Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dope.
His
bro.
life, the way it's going.
Yeah.
That I feel so bad for that
oh
too,
my
bro.
God, goodness, dude.
Dude, he like literally.
He's been
his
blackballed
kid is
over and
born.
over, yeah.
His kid is born in Australia. He's
Yeah.
never seen it. Like he's never seen his own son.
I have so much respect for him as a lyricist, though. Like
Yeah.
when you're listening to his music, it's like you're not even present where you're at. You're literally just imagining the story taking
Oh,
place,
yeah.
and you're watching it happen, and you're feeling his emotions, and like he has so much power
Yeah.
in his lyrics.
Have you
That's-
heard
yeah.
A Hotel in Sydney?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
dude. Oh my
So
gosh.
good.
He mocks the cop.
Yeah.
Dude,
What'd you
everything
say?
down to the drink of water.
Oh my god!
That's it.
Calls him a dog of a cunt.
Yeah.
But that's like what else we were talking about too. Is like it's just so. I think even if you think a person's like a piece of shit, like you cannot celebrate them dying. Like
Yeah.
it's still a human being
Yeah.
Yeah.
who died.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like some people love them. Like no
Well,
matter
like,
who.
what about Hitler?
See, I'm getting, that's the
I'm
one
sorry.
exception.
There's a couple.
There's exceptions.
I just had to jump.
No, I
Stalin.
get that's a point. That's an exception.
But it's just how he takes like what he's going through and he doesn't hide any of it and he just puts it all out and he just like that's how you know that music's therapy for people. Is because
Yeah.
like literally if he didn't do that like he would have fell into way more depression. I'm sure he's actually going through and that's why I respect X so much too. Is because if you listen like some people are like, oh, what is this song? Because it's literally just him like screaming or something
Yeah.
like that. Like they're kind of weird. Like you gotta like understand like he was just pouring his heart out in that song. Like, that
Yeah.
was
Dude, in the
crazy.
studio is probably intense.
Dude, yeah.
He's probably into it.
And I think it's in Hotel in Sydney. He cries
Yeah.
on the song. And he
Yeah.
actually did in the studio. He was
That's
talking
like-
about it in an interview.
That's like Why Would You Leave Us by NF. He literally like breaks down.
Dude, I cried to that song.
On stage,
Yeah.
I saw him perform that song when he did his therapy sessions tour here in Phoenix like
Yeah.
2 years ago, and dude, he literally was like on his knees crying.
Yeah, dude, that's tough.
It's
Yeah.
real.
That's
like
tough.
I love that side of
Yeah.
music where people aren't like
And that's what I hate about this generation of
Yeah.
music is
Yeah,
because
for
literally
We're
people
losing
do not
realism.
care. Because this is how you know that nobody listens to lyrics anymore is because these guys aren't saying anything. They're not
Yeah.
saying words. So that's how you know people only care about the beat because their words that they sing don't make any sense.
Yeah.
whoop diddy scoop.
Whoop diddy scoop, whatever, dude. Like, I'm so glad he's not that famous anymore, dude. But like, designer, like, ugh. We're throwing some. Stop.
Like, it
sorry.
took me till now to understand.
I know. I was like,
exactly.
wait.
Yeah, man, that's freaking insane. Like when I was, I got choked up when I recorded "Gone" on my album. That's a song Tristan's featured on, and I did shed tears when I recorded Nicole Part 3. So like, I can definitely relate to being. It's super hard, especially like when people are in the studio with you
Yeah.
to like channel that kind of energy and emotion.
And it's hard, like, when you're writing it, you're super focused on communicating what you want, and then you get in the studio and you're actually performing it to an
Yeah.
extent for the first time, and you hear, like, your combination of lyrics with music, and you see this, like, art piece that come together.
Yeah.
It's super emotional.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I recorded Outro,
Yeah.
oh, I was bad.
Oh yeah.
You know, JT literally, he took the mic away from me, he said, give me, like, 45 minutes. He put his headphones on, he let me be in my space, and he mastered the whole thing while I was there, and then he let me hear it.
Yeah.
And then I cried again, you know. But it's just, I love that process of like taking real events. You know, you can make hype songs about real stuff,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, I love that process of taking like what's actually in your heart and what you've experienced, and like, there's millions of other people that have experienced that,
Yeah.
and like, giving them something they can connect to is like so cool.
That's dope. That's dope. Cool. We're kind of transitioning into our next segment of the show.
Next
We didn't rate the bars last week. We're probably going to continue that in the future. But this week, we're going to do Would You Rather. So, I have some questions here offline. I did not come up with these questions that I want to ask you guys,
That means
right?
these are sick and twisted and you don't want it on your head.
I'm not excited.
Big facts.
Big facts.
All right. First question. Would you rather have sex with your cousin in secret or not have sex with your cousin but everyone would think you did?
Definitely that
Everyone would think you did.
one. Hell yeah.
How many times you gotta do it? Just once?
I don't
Yeah.
care.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, you can think whatever you want about me, say it to my
Yeah.
face. I
But
don't
at least
care.
I didn't have to put my
Screw
dick
up.
in my cousin.
The thing is with me is like I don't have a girl cousin that like but I think all my cousins are dudes. So yeah, I'm gonna
That makes
go
sense.
with
Stand.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Although last week I did say don't come at my incest relationship.
I know. Why you come on my incest like that?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have no penis or 5 penises?
5.
Wait, but wait. Here's the. Where would they be? Would they
Right
be like
down the
staggered
middle,
all over the
down the
body?
middle.
Like,
You get to
got
choose.
distance
You get
right
to
here?
choose.
I thought they were gonna be like fanned out like a hand.
So
just like,
wait,
that's immediately that's immediately makes me went to my
it's like one of these.
My parents are gonna watch this and kill me. Holy crap.
Well, can we think practically about this for a second?
Yes.
Because, like, you... Never mind.
I don't really want to think practically
We're gonna-
about 5 minutes.
We're gonna go on to the next
Yeah,
one
we're going to
because
go to the next one. I don't want to open that can of worms.
Nice.
To answer the question, 5 dicks.
would you rather have no arms or no legs?
No legs.
Yeah, no legs. I can do like cool handstands and shit.
You just
Walk
walk
on my
everywhere.
You'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'd rather have arms than legs. I feel so, like, there's ways you can get around
Mm-hmm.
without legs, but I would feel like I couldn't do anything.
well,
You walk on your hands and then you'd be buff as shit.
And we're all musicians, you know, we make stuff with our
Yeah.
hands. You know, you in the studio doing stuff with your hands.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like on a keyboard.
With
you
your
know?
tongue. Oh god.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay. All right. There's so many dirty ones. Would you rather live forever or die in the next 5 minutes?
Die in the next 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Easily.
Just kidding.
Listen to outro. I'm not.
Because you're
I'm
sitting
good.
awkward.
Chill, bro. Live forever.
Live forever?
I don't know.
I don't want to be here
Why?
forever.
Why is that not the?
I also don't want to die in the next 5 minutes because then I'd die with you guys.
I die around my least favorite.
I'd die with you guys in a trap house, literally just in the middle.
in Phoenix.
I would die because like
You're
all
on
my
the
streams would immediately go up,
Bro,
Okay, so you go for the XXX.
and I would just give you guys like my
promotion.
passwords to everything and be like, make sure this gets released, and then I just poof or whatever.
Would it be like? It depends
That's
on
Infinity
wait,
War.
but, like, how would you die in the next 5 minutes? Would it be like a
Drowning.
Infinity War thing?
No, Infinity War.
Tristan,
Just
I don't feel so good.
I'm like John, come here, buddy.
I don't want to go.
And then just
Great.
His eyes back, just
Okay, that was the closest I've been to crying in a movie in a long
Dude.
time.
Yeah, have you
Spider-Man.
heard about like the meaning behind that?
Yeah, because of his spider
Because
sense.
of his spidey
Yeah,
senses.
yeah,
That's the only reason why.
We're spoiling it for like 20
That-
people right now.
that
There's 20 people.
You're gonna
Because
see-
you're the
that's
20
all
people
that's
that watch
gonna
this,
watch it.
probably gonna see the movie.
Yeah.
Bro, that was the closest I've come to crying in a movie.
Because they're
in
great
so long.
actors.
And
They're great
dude,
actors.
like the way he communicated with Tony Stark right there, he's like, "Don't let me die. I feel cold." It was like
Yeah.
you see this like innocent kid suffering. And
You know
it's
what
like,
made it worse?
Is at the beginning of the movie, Tony is talking about how he wants a kid, and then like you know how it's always like a
Yeah,
father-son
father,
relationship,
yeah.
and then he dies, and you're like,
Whoa. Whoa.
that movie was amazing.
Speaking of time, would you rather have a time machine that only goes back in time or a time machine that only goes forward in time?
Forward. Fuck the past.
That was kind of deep.
Yeah.
Do you want
It was
to
a
elaborate?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it for that.
I don't know. I like history, dude. That'd be tight. I like seeing stuff.
But then you go back to like
Yeah,
whatever,
but you'd
and
have
you
to.
couldn't go forward.
Yeah, you'd have to like strategically plan out how much you jump.
Oh, I thought you can like go back and forth. Like, I'm gonna
No,
go
because
back
it
in
doesn't
the
go
future.
forward. It just goes back.
Oh, that's true. Wow, you're thinking about that. Yeah. No, I'm still
I'd
going
say forward. Yeah.
I'm still going forward. Because that's all we do. Moving forward. Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Would you rather be an ugly genius or a hot moron?
I'm a hot,
Hot moron.
Nah. Ugly genius.
Nah.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Chief.
Nah, fam.
I'll be an ugly genius.
Right now,
I mean, either way, you could be successful from it.
Right now, I'm an ugly moron. So like either or.
Right now, I'm an ugly.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm an average idiot. I'm an average idiot.
I'm like a 6, and I got some smarts, so I'm like an average idiot.
I went to high school. 1 year of college.
Would you rather have HIV and live for 20 years or cancer and live for 10 years?
Cancer and live for 10.
Well, it depends on where you live, though, right? Because like in certain places, it's gonna be
Here and now.
here and now.
Oh, HIV for 20.
Yeah.
I could spread it. Leave my mark.
What? Did you hear that? Is that your legacy plan?
Right.
What's your make-a-wish to spread this shit?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Damn. No, I'm not. But yeah, I wouldn't want to spread it, but I would like to live 20 years instead of 10. And
Oh my
HIV
gosh.
doesn't hurt as bad. Cancer hurts, doesn't it?
It depends. Does it depend? It depends.
It
Yeah, cancer
Yeah.
can be painful.
Yeah.
I don't really think HIV can be that painful.
Don't know until you tried it.
Bro, I thought you said don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it.
This is awkward. I am diagnosed with HIV.
Oh, no.
I do have butt AIDS.
Oh my goodness. Would you rather have your body found on a pile of sex toys or a pile of drugs?
Pile of drugs.
Sex toys.
Sex toys for sure.
What?
Because that's fun.
You guys gotta explain this.
Yeah, sex toys.
If someone finds you dead on a pile of dildos, that's funny as hell.
That is-
That's also gay as fuck. They're like, check his asshole. He's probably fucked himself to
Where's
death.
pocket pussies? Why you gotta assume it's fucking dildos?
Because it's
I
you.
think dildos are funny.
Because I do feel those are funny. They are pocket.
Have you seen that Vine?
They'd
where
be
he's like-
straight and weird.
Have you seen that Vine where the guy's like, "Don't you know I carry?" and he like pulls it out. It's a dildo and it's like flopping. He's like
Yes.
this.
No, dude, drugs. Definitely.
That's funny.
Just like a bed of weed. Sorry, I'm like Wiz Khalifa right now. that was some stoner shit right there.
What, you got more?
These questions are like getting darker and darker as I scroll. I'm trying to find
Give
like
us
a
the
good one.
darkest one.
Oh no.
I don't know. My dad watches this show.
Well, you don't answer it. We'll answer it.
Yeah.
You haven't really answered any of them anyway. So.
That's
Smart
why.
facts.
Smart.
Would you rather run into your ex-girlfriend at the club or one of your parents?
Definitely, my parents. I'd be like, "What's up, mom?"
Let me add the fact that you're completely inebriated,
Inebriated.
like intoxicated, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, just fly.
Square up.
Oh. X.
Your ex?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all the way.
I feel that too.
What? I love my mom.
I love my mom.
We hang
What's
out.
up, Mom?
Yeah.
Tristan's mom's just wildin'.
I'll do two more.
Tristan's mom's more drunk than he is.
Goddamn.
Would you rather lose your phone at the club or lose your wallet?
Ah.
My phone. For sure.
I'm so
Nah, my wallet. I can just cancel that shit and get new ones.
Yeah, probably wallet.
Phone, I gotta pay for a whole.
I don't care enough about my phone.
Wallet.
Oh, phone. That's what I mean. I'd keep the wallet.
There's nothing in it.
Yeah, I don't carry a ton of cash.
I don't even know. I don't even know how I got in the club.
That's just a bad place to lose anything.
You're so dirty, dude.
How'd you get in here? I didn't get no money.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. I can't read any of these.
It's because you can't say half the word.
Are you Snapchatting right now?
Hell yeah.
Would you rather be immune to hangovers forever or never have to go to the dentist ever again?
Never.
Dentist.
Well, I have never been hungover, so I win that
Dentist.
one, and then never go to the dentist
Yeah.
again. I'm living my best
I
life.
hate the dentist. The dentist is scary, dude.
The closest thing I can get to experiencing like torture scenes in war movies is the dentist.
That one when they bring out the hood and they start scratching your shit.
I just don't like how that
I
feels.
hate
It doesn't
that.
hurt. I just hate
I
how
just
it
hate
feels,
how
how
it
it
You
sounds.
hear it
sounds
in your
good.
head.
Dude, you
I just want to like, clock that dude in the face.
He's trying to help you. Back!
He's like, bro, you got a cavity. Let me out.
He's got to fix his teeth now. Crap.
Speed bag.
Alright, so
Speed bagging.
we're going to transition to our next section, which is actually suggested by Cody Netzer. And we're going to do underrated or overrated. So, I'm going to name names. I'm going to name maybe movies, anything pretty much. And you guys are going to tell me whether that is underrated or overrated or rated adequately. Make sense? First.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Howdy. More editing for John, am I right?
Yeah, fuck me, right?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, keep that.
Right.
Oh, I'm leaving that in. That's tight as hell.
Heck yeah. All right. Overrated, underrated. ASAP Rocky.
I don't know what most people feel like about him.
I think
I like
he's
him a lot.
Be careful.
I like
This
A$AP
is
Rocky.
gonna be. This is gonna be.
No,
this
don't
is
worry.
gonna
I
get
like
bad.
I like
I
ASAP
like
Rocky,
A$AP.
but I think he's overrated.
He just
See,
talked.
I
I know.
You came at a good time, bro.
What?
No, you came at a good time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would have been a bummer.
There you go. See, here's my thing about A$AP Rocky is like he's big, but he's not so big that I think he's overrated.
Yeah.
I think he really is at a sweet spot right now with like the amount of attention he gets on stuff, with like how good he is. I don't think testing was his best work. I think it's exactly like you said last week. It was testing stuff.
Exactly. That's what makes him A$AP Rocky. That's why I stand like in his corner a lot. Not just because like I'm trying to keep it open minded, not just because I'm a huge fan of him, but like if you think about it, okay, so how many other rappers are out in the game really trying new stuff, like trying a new sound, trying to find different ways, things that sound good, like literally new sounds that you haven't heard yet.
Migos.
Instead of just what? Like see, like that's what I'm talking about. Like every guy comes up with the same beat, talking about the same shit, with the same voice and almost the same name. It starts with a Lil. You know what it is. Like literally, you can interpret how the song's gonna sound already by the fucking play.
That's facts.
So he is just as far as and he's his own style.
Yeah.
So A$AP Rocky not only like you heard OG Beeper on
That's a great song.
on testing.
Mhm.
He's like, my whole life I just want to be a rapper. And he talks about how he took a detour, but he's still a rapper. He used to model Dior, but he's still a rapper. Like, I just love how he's an open-minded guy. He doesn't judge anyone, and he just really just fashion, and he has his own sound. It's just you don't hear much Texas anymore.
What's
That's
the
what
most
it is.
insight we're gonna get on one of these?
Yeah. See, I love,
I agree
and
with
Cody gave me an appreciation for him as a person, as a creative.
He's funny.
And
By the way, real quick, is that picture in your guys' living room ASAP or Joey?
it's A$AP.
Okay,
That's A$AP.
Gotcha.
It does look like a Joey.
It does look like
Yeah.
Joey, yeah.
You can tell though it's ASAP because he's pretty.
Cause yeah,
He
he's
is
that
like
pretty.
Pretty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, bro, but like if you saw what he released on YouTube, the live show of him releasing testing, did you ever
Dude,
watch that?
It was dope. It was
Dude.
like a 45-minute theatrical, like,
Yeah.
he's in this box, and
They
there's like
put him in
people
a box.
testing him.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
They put him in this clear box, everybody's watching from the outside, and literally the way it stops is like the sheet comes off the box, and he's in a smaller clear box inside the box in iced water in like his Dior outfit. And he comes out of the water and he's like really cold, and then like he puts on like the jumpsuit and stuff like that. And then there's just these scientists that make him do a bunch of stuff. And then like he pulls it's like a gym setup, so he pulls like these levers and stuff like that, and like the beat sounds, it starts to sound like A$AP Forever, the beginning, like when he pulls the lever and stuff like that. And then like the scientist will say like the patient will receive help from A$AP Ferg,
And
Ferg
that's how he
comes in and
introduced
stuff like that.
everyone.
So
It was really
Then they brought
nice.
12E in, who's underrated. People don't even know what that is. A$AP 12E.
I've seen him live.
Dude,
Open up.
He's got a new sound too, and that just the A$AP mob
Well-
as a whole, bro. They just have a system, and it's just A$AP Rocky came first, got their name out there. Ferg. Now it's gonna be 12E.
And
then
Yams when he was out.
Yams was just just because of the whole mob. That's what he was known for. But yeah, and then it's just 12E, and then it's there's a bunch of guys, Nast, Ant, like people that don't even know.
Well, but when people have a whole brand like that, like a whole, like it's from top to bottom, it doesn't just stop at the music. That's when they're like an elevated artist.
Yeah,
For shizzle.
he's got his own brand called V-Long.
That was a good conversation.
That was good.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, next. Over under Ben Simmons.
Definitely overrated.
You think so?
He got a triple double tonight because he got 10 turnovers. Yeah.
I just know that he dated Tanashi, and because of that, I'm so jealous.
I'm gonna go on record and say Donovan Mitchell should have won Rookie of the Year, but
Oof.
Interesting.
do you watch basketball?
A little bit. Not a lot.
Do you?
I don't watch.
Yeah, but
I don't watch a lot of
No, no.
anything.
That was a question for me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ben Simmons is overrated.
yo, his album was crazy.
Dang. This is a good one. Over or under Drake.
Over.
Over now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
That's
I don't think it's overrated. It's just overplayed.
Here's the thing. I think I think he's overrated now because he's been doing the same shit for like 5 years. I think.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
I
Get to
sense
your point.
tension. Okay, like his last 2 or 3 albums have all sounded a lot the same. Now, not to say there isn't creativity in there. Not to say his lyrics haven't told different stories, but I think like he himself was a much better like artist, not success-wise, but I think he created more unique music to himself when he was first starting out in his first couple albums.
Like Marvin's Room days?
Yeah, like,
I think he
When
just
he was
started.
in his feels all the time?
I think he just started settling. Like he knows how good he is.
Yeah, I
so
agree
he doesn't
with that.
have to try as hard.
I just think the last album, there were a couple really cool things. Like, the dude featured Michael Jackson a couple
so
years after he died. That's the most badass thing I've ever heard in my life. And he has a couple other really good tracks on there, but the whole album itself wasn't anything new to me.
I like that one way more than Portland.
He's really good at making hype stuff though, bro. Like he lately, dude.
No, I
he
love
just,
Drake.
Like banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
I think
Look
like
Alive, nonstop.
I think
I'm upset.
people don't. I think people underestimate the impact that Drake has had on hip hop for the past 10 years.
That's true.
Like his
That's fair,
longevity
actually. Yeah.
is amazing. Like the only person people that you can put in that category that have had that longevity and that impact are like Jay-Z,
Eminem.
Tupac,
It's kind of
Eminem.
like the
He'll go
LeBron
down,
of the
baby.
rap game.
He'll go down.
Yeah.
As
It's
a
the
goat.
LeBron of the rap game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's just,
he'll go down as like an all-time great.
and I
And
love
he should.
I love Scorpion because honestly, to me, there was like a Take Care element on there where he got like introspective.
Yeah.
Again, and I think a lot of that has to do with like the Pusha T beef and everything
Yeah.
like that. But like my favorite track on Scorpion is Emotionless, and he's talking
That
about
is
like
so.
yeah, he's like
I do like that one a lot.
talking about like people he knows that like put on a show for the people around them, and like he's just really introspective on that. He's got another track called Is There More, where he's talking about like what's more to life than like success and things like that, and he like kind of answers it but kind of doesn't at the same time. And then there are like of course like the hype tracks, like Talk Up is one of my favorites on there. I really like the B-side as well. I actually think all his albums have I think they're all different, like they're all that Drake sound, but I feel like they're all focused on, they're all in different directions. Like probably my least favorite Drake album would be Views, and I know Tristan, you love that album, but that's like my least favorite. And then my favorite Drake album would be If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
That's my number
Yeah.
one favorite.
That's just because you're a pure hip hop fan.
Yeah,
That
true.
was his most pure hip hop album.
Yeah,
My favorite one is Take Care.
yeah. I just think that because Drake has the hits Drake puts out are very mainstream, and what's mainstream right now is like really no lyrics, hype beats, things like that. But if you listen to his projects, like his
That's
introspectiveness
very fair, actually.
and things are like still there. So I think when it comes to like pop hits, you could argue that he's given up like lyrical integrity and things like that. But at the same time, when it comes to his artistry and his craft, I think he's actually progressed. Like I hold Drake at a very, very high esteem because of just the fact that he's still here. Like how many artists that popped off in 2009 are we still talking about?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, you could say that. Then you could just say that his hits
Yeah.
are overrated.
Yeah.
And the rest of them isn't.
I think that's it, yeah.
I want to agree with that, yeah. And like Drake is one of my favorite artists. You catch me listening to Drake and very few other people regularly, But
You like Tyga a lot.
I like Tyga's beats a lot.
You like Tyga's
I like Tyga's beats a lot.
Yeah, I know. literally.
Bro, his producer single-handedly saved his career.
High key.
That is
And
so
then he dropped
true.
Swish, which is like the
It was
exact
literally
same
the
thing.
Same thing as
It's
Taste.
Bro,
Same
literally,
thing.
it's like the same beats per minute. It's the
Yeah.
same vocal samples, just different notes.
Can we talk about Lil Wayne's album?
It's so good.
Can't we
Carter 5.
please?
never
I
talked about
like
Carter
it.
5.
I like
No,
it.
we-
I
you
liked
guys
it
didn't
too.
talk about the- Dude, Dedicate?
Oh.
If it wasn't for Wayne, it would be, bro. That piano is dirty.
Out of a 20-something track song, I think I
Bugatti
only
Nubu.
didn't like 3 of them, which is so solid.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa? Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
Lisa Mountain.
Don't cry.
Wrong song.
Don't cry, bro.
That was good too.
That one gave me. Did you hear?
I
Did you hear
actually-
the end of that song? It gave me chills because he says, "Don't cry, stay tuned," and it features X.
Yeah.
So, dude.
I thought it was appropriate because it followed the speech by his mom
Mm.
and whatnot.
Can we talk about something real quick?
Yeah.
Do you guys actually think X is dead?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think Tupac's dead, so
I
probably
don't,
not.
I don't think X is dead, bro. I don't. Did you know he faked his death twice before he died? He
Bro,
faked
the
it
more
twice.
the more I looked into X, I don't think he's dead.
He faked his death
Wait,
twice.
what? I have heard nothing about
All of his interviews, I'll
Holy
go through it all,
crap.
dude. Because I've literally gone through this so
Fire.
much.
It's intense.
Right.
So listen. He faked his death twice. You heard "Look at Me," right? Can't keep my dick in my pants. That
Yeah.
song. So yeah,
That's kind of a fire.
he dropped a music video for that, and there's a spin-off part where it's not "Look at Me" anymore in the music video, and he's hanging from a tree in the music video. He's literally hanging, and that he went on Instagram Live, and like shot that scene and dropped his phone, so it looked like he actually committed suicide on camera, because nobody knew he was dropping that music video and stuff like that.
Everyone freaked out.
So he did that. He faked his death one at a time when he wasn't that big. And then all the interviews before he died was like how he was talking about how nobody's going to appreciate him until he's dead. Like nobody appreciates any of that until somebody's dead. Like it takes somebody to die for people
Yeah,
to
but
appreciate
have you
stuff.
seen the footage? Like, I saw footage of people running up on him.
Yeah, from
And
the
then-
yeah.
Yeah, and then
From the
there
back.
was like live leak of like this was the effed up part. Like this is what people.
Yeah, when
should
people took a
not have
Snapchat
done.
right when it happened.
Snapchat of his dead body.
Did you see it? Did you see any bullet holes or anything like that?
I mean,
Did
it
you
was
see
just
any
his
blood?
face.
Bro, we analyzed
Yeah, it was
that
his face and like
And
going like this.
his
There was no
white,
blood.
his like whitish hair that hangs down
What?
wasn't there.
He changed his hair like that day.
But he was on
Kinda
the
weird.
security cameras
Yeah, he was.
in
Also,
that dealership.
Like an hour and a half before he was shot, he did an Instagram live, and he was like,
He was talking about
"Yo,
shit
it's
that was like,
if
if
I would have died today,
yeah,
I hope you all would know this, and this." And then an hour later, he gets shot.
yeah.
yeah, I guess
Right.
I guess I just trust like forensics.
And then you gotta dip
I'm
into this.
I'm a criminal justice.
But you gotta
lawyer.
dip
I
into
have
this too. Right after his funeral, he had an open casket at like a stadium in Florida, and all of his fans could come see him.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, "It's real. He's dead. I saw him. Like literally, like, they saw him in the casket."
Yeah.
Okay,
How
cool.
do you explain that?
It's just the fact that literally the next day after the funeral, they dropped the sad music video.
Yeah.
And did you see that? He went to his own funeral in the music video. In the beginning of the music video, he's walking down the aisle, these people are sitting in the church, and he's laying with his old hair, the black and white hanging down his face, and he has like, you know, the blue like horns, basically things that he had. And he was walking down, and then literally he just kind of like goes up to the casket, looks in it, then the bass drum starts playing sad, and he starts fighting himself, like in a back alley, like fighting his old self. And then it's really creepy and eerie, and then
Bro,
they
what?
drop. Then they
This
drop
is weird.
Yeah, then they dropped the music video to Moonlight. Okay?
That's a good
And
song.
do you know why X got ran up on? Like, shot? A Louis bag. Yeah, ran up because of a Louis bag. Because he was going to buy a bike, so he had a bunch of cash in a Louis Vuitton bag.
I mean, Andy had the Louis bag.
Yeah, and he was pulling out a BMW
Yeah.
i8. So, basically, in Moonlight, you've heard Moonlight, right?
Yeah.
So, in the music video that they just dropped 2-3 weeks ago, he's wearing the exact same outfit that he died in.
That's so weird.
From jacket to
And-
literally, he's walking through this forest, like the scene is in the forest, he's walking through, and the Louis bag is across his chest, the one that got stolen.
And his next album that was gonna come out was supposed to be called No Pulse.
And then in the
Come
video,
on,
in the
son.
Snapchat video that they
Come on,
posted of
son.
him, like right there when he was dead, somebody said no pulse. Dude, I don't know. And also, it was like called in as a something, they call it like a Title something case or something like that for medical, and it means basically like injuries, so that the people in the hospital know like injuries to the head and like neck area. And if you see in that video, that's like almost all we can see in that Snapchat video. And there's no, he got shot a lot of times.
And
There's
there were
nothing.
no official news reports on it. It was all
Okay, but-
Twitter, social media.
But what happens if he comes back?
Isn't
He
it
goes to
illegal
jail.
to fake your
Yeah.
death? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's why he's not coming back. Maybe that's why Tupac's not coming back, because they're all like, oh,
They
shit.
did it, and then they're like,
Yeah, they come back, they're like, oh
Shit.
shit, we got locked up.
Right?
Wasn't it like what's his face's son, Suge Knight's son or something said Tupac was alive on his Instagram live,
That's something.
and then they like had to delete it.
Well, there's also like, have you ever heard? What is it? It's is it Mercy? That song in the background, if you listen to it, it says like there's chatter in the background that says "We killed Tupac." In the background, like Lamborghini Mercy.
oh, when
Yeah,
if you play it backwards.
No, if you just listen to it, you can hear chatter in the background. They go, "We killed Tupac."
So this week, you guys might have seen that there's a little rap beef going on my socials. And so I kind of want to fill you guys in on basically what happened. basically tensions between an artist at GCU named Joseph Allen and I have been kind of building for a while. We've been supposed to work on music for like the longest time ever. We were finally going to do it, and sort of his latest single kind of started popping off. So he kind of started blowing me off and things like that, which is fine. But then he also broke the heart of one of my good friends at the time. And it was just kind of a bunch of stuff that accumulated. He started working with a videographer that used to work for me that I wasn't cool with at the time. So what happened was, since he didn't want to meet with me, didn't want to talk to me, anything like that, I was like, look, like I texted him, I said, dude, like, do we have a problem? Like, what's up? Like, obviously, like, you've been avoiding me, not wanting to talk to me, all this stuff has been happening. He kind of just brushed me off, and like out of nowhere, he kind of just kind of mockingly said, like, it's a good thing you didn't bottle things up and drop a diss track. And I was like, bro, like, don't do that. Like, he kind of started insulting my artistry a little bit, and like, as a rapper, you're not going to do that to me. And so he basically tried to bait me into dropping a diss track, and obviously what he expected me to do was to come out of the gates kind of, you know, talking about how great I was and how bad of an artist he was. But that's not the approach I took. The approach I took was to kind of tell everybody who he was. And so, you know, my approach worked, and I don't really think the track that I dropped was a diss track. I just kind of called him out on a few things, because if I dropped a diss track, you would know it was a diss track. And he replied to it. The response was garbage. God.
Hey,
I keep it picky.
He can hate me if he wants. That shit was so trash.
See, when I listened to it, I was like, he made it in like a couple hours. Like, it's okay. And then I saw him flexing about it on his social media. Going, I just bodied him, and I was like, dog, you did not.
Yeah.
You did not.
But
You responded. It wasn't good.
he responded to me.
He responded.
The track was called 24 Hours, based upon the fact that I was supposed to hit back within 24 hours because he makes the rules for some reason. So I decided, you're not going to control and manipulate me like I just called you out for doing on the track where I'm addressing you. So I didn't drop it within 24 hours. So I was planning on dropping it this week, but Joseph Allen replied and apologized to me publicly on his Instagram and things like that. And the track I dropped did what I set out for it to accomplish to do, and much more. So basically, for me to drop another track at this point is like beating a dead horse, and it would just be out of pride rather than the first track I dropped, which was out of necessity. Because I prayed about dropping that first track, and like I was completely at peace with dropping that, and I can't really drop a diss now that I accomplished what I wanted. So that's the beef.
Can we talk about each song real quick? Please.
Go ahead.
Okay. Your first song was recorded in a dorm room.
Yep.
Just like his.
Yes.
How long did it take you to write that?
The hook I wrote in about 10 minutes. The verses, both of them together, probably about 45 altogether.
Okay. So the time frame is very similar on making these tracks, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure JT crapped out that beat in like
Oh yeah.
half an hour or
Yeah,
something
if
like that.
that. Yeah.
The mastering and quality of your song was phenomenal. You were mixed well. The beat was hard. There was no watermark.
And you took the J. Cole to Lil Pump approach, where it was like a.
I gave him a TED talk.
Yeah,
Like,
that really was.
I went over, like, it's called College Rulebook. So like, not only am I calling him out on bullcrap, but I'm teaching him how to be a successful college student. And he tried to flip that on me. I listed 7 rules.
He got through. Did he even get to 2?
I think he got to maybe 2 rules. I listed 7 rules, and he listed 2 to try and flip it, and it just didn't work. It clearly, as soon as I dropped it, it hit him real hard, and he stayed up all night doing it. Like he posted it at like almost 7 a.m. and I was like, he was like, you have 24 hours to respond. I was not stressed at all, and I showed everybody what I did for 24 hours. I went to class, I did homework, I ate, I chilled, I worked out, and that was that.
Yeah, it's a regular day.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, first thing too, when I heard his response, right out of the floodgate, he took up the first like 30 to 45 seconds of the song talking and just letting the beat ride.
Yeah.
And saying that you were jealous of a girl.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with it. You never showed interest.
I feel you were very,
I don't even talk to that girl anymore. Like,
I see what you're doing, JC, and
It's not gonna
I'll
fly.
go on.
I see what you're doing, Jason.
I see what's happening.
yeah, we were just friends. She was a good friend of mine at the time, and like he broke her heart, and like that's a big reason why I decided to drop the track, because do what you want with girls in your life, but like when it spills over into mine and the people that I care about, their lives, then I take it personal. Like I was talking to you earlier in the week about like I never play neutral. Like if you have a problem with one of my friends, like you have a problem with me, and like that's where it kind of got personal. Like I could ignore like him showing his butt to me over text or whatever, figuratively, not literally, but like yeah, but like to do that to my friend was kind of the inception of the track. So the other reason I couldn't like drop a track was because honestly, like I don't think it warranted a response. Like it just wasn't. Like if it was fire, I could see like, man, whoa, he really came back. I gotta come right away, but it didn't like, didn't need to do that. Which is like the other reason why I dropped it in the first place was because of like his pride and arrogance. Like if you listen to the Milwaukee mixtape and you compare that to anything you've ever done, like you should know you lyrically can't touch me at all. And so I kind of needed to bring this guy down a few pegs, and like for me to drop another track at this point stems completely out of pride, whereas the first track I dropped was out of necessity to kind of bring awareness to what was going on. But yeah, man.
Dude, the Instagram story was so much harder than the song.
Yeah.
Like, so much harder than the song. Called you a SoundCloud artist. Called you this, that.
The freaking chest hair too.
Bro,
oh my goodness.
freaking
Frick, man.
Wait, I need sunglasses. Anyone have sunglasses?
This is America.
This is.
No one's got sunglasses, bro.
You look like China's gonna be.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for joining the KROU. You can find Tristan Woods at Tristan Woods _. You can follow Discount Joseph Allen at Javit Films everywhere. You can follow Cody at
your_boy_Cody.
Yes, and you can follow me everywhere at Grand Canyon Lion. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll see you next week on the KROU.
She tripping on me, on God. Oh my God, on God. Tripping over me, on God. Tripping and tripping and tripping and tripping.